We'll do it live.
We will do it live.
Fuck it. We're doing it live.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
Tonight on Stumbling Down History Road, we're going to be going over the history of It's Always Sunny on Philadelphia. Little known TV show.
It's not proper. It's not Always Sunny on Philadelphia. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Little known TV show.
We are on Long Island. We are not in Long Island.
Little known TV show. I'm Jackson.
Hi, I'm Garrett.
I'm D.
And yeah, let's unfuck this pig.
All right. So I'm going to get this party started with a nice fucking bowl rip in the spirit of It's Always Sunny. Because
Fucking forgot my lighter.
I got a letter.
That's fine.
So
Sworn I grabbed
here's
that shit.
to It's Always Sunny.
Oh yeah, newest trailer just dropped like the other day for season 16, I think it is.
Season 16.
Crazy. So
6 seasons in a movie.
Huh?
6 seasons in a movie. Sorry, wrong show.
yeah,
2 turntables and a microphone.
I got 2
Where it's at?
tables and a microphone. Today is going to be the history of how songs fit into our everyday lives
No, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
on Philadelphia.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe.
So, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was started in 2005, 2006.
Well, I think it goes back a little older than that because
It does. It actually had a home movies type thing in
yeah, the original
2004.
pilot. Yeah, the original pilot was like was them just dicking around. It was
It's
supposed
Always
to,
Sunny on TV.
and I think it was they were in Los Angeles when they were doing it too at the time
Yeah, they were in Hollywood-ish, and that's why it was Always Sunny on TV.
because it would be like them trying to get like a TV show shopped or something like that was the original premise or something.
They were all just, actors fucking around with way too much free time type that.
That's a lot of fucking shit that happens in Hollywood. It's just people dicking around with free time.
Yeah, because everybody's vain. That was like the whole premise. They're just vain actors with a lot of free time. But
Well,
go ahead.
So, the on-air Fox picked it up in 2005.
August 5th, 2005, yeah.
And as Dia just mentioned, it's now going to be airing its 16th season, making it the longest-running sitcom in American TV show history.
second technically.
No. It actually beat it out in terms of
in terms of
Simpsons
episodes.
is technically a sitcom.
No, well, so
Longest live
live action sitcom.
Now we're
So-
splitting hairs.
But
Not
before-
really, because
I do have an argument about that, because the one that it beat out was the American Life of Something and Something with like Herschel and Orditz
Yeah.
or something like that. But they had like 3 times the amount of episodes. They just haven't been running for as long, so they were churning out episodes.
yeah,
Well, that's how they used to do back in Ohio, where they just turn out episodes.
Yeah. So, in terms of episodic, not the longest. In terms of just
longevity.
years, yes, it beats it.
Yes. And now going back to your point, I think being a live action for so long is a little bit more accredited to than just say like The Simpsons, who's been around forever. And I'm not taking anything away from The Simpsons because it's a great show. Obviously, it's iconic.
Past season 10.
I personally am not a Simpsons fan. I never really got into it. I'll be the first one to say. My brother loved it. A lot of people love it. There's a huge following. It's got to be this popular still for this long for a reason. That reason is not for us to debate because it makes the amount of money and it has the following for a reason.
And now Disney owns it.
So then,
Yeah.
But as a cartoon, there's
They
like
own Fox.
Huh?
Yeah, I know they own Fox. I'm just trying to figure out if they technically own It's Always Sunny because that
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
Because
it's on FXX.
FXX. Or initially just FX, but now
then they
FXX
moved it to
because
FXX
comedy.
because of the nature of the show.
Because
It's-
comedy.
because they have to have a second channel for more money.
yes, but
Third
FXX
channel?
because then they had like the FXX. and then they had-
There's for all intents and purposes, there's only 6 media companies anyway. So how does it matter?
yeah. I mean, they're all fucking just.
Well, it's
Actually, I think
Disney.
now it's 3
rival
technically.
Disney. Rival Disney.
Because I think Disney bought. I think it's Discovery, Disney, and Turner. I think Turner's still its own thing.
Turner is still its own thing.
Yeah, I think Disney and Fox bought out everything else.
Netflix,
I
Sony.
think it's the FX is also owned by the guys who own they did the whole thing about it, or like all the channels did the same stupid spiel that they all. And it was really dystopian sounding. You ever see that one?
Not at all.
It was the company that owns like a lot of these like news stations.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, guys. We were talking about this.
No, I'm trying to figure out what the heck he's talking
Okay, so there's it's the company that owns like a lot of the local news stations and stuff. I can't think of their name, but it came out that like they own like all these stations and are kind of like been putting out their own like biased bullshit and everything, and they ended up putting out like to all the stations basically the same like letter of like kind of like a, oh hey, this is what we're doing, we're kind of biased type thing. And there's like 30 different channels worth of anchors all reading off the same exact line, just slightly, just like a slight variant to like what their station is. And anyway, it's kind of really dystopian, particularly when you put them all together. It's like Jamie, not John Oliver, the Last Week Tonight guy did a thing about it. And it was big news a few years back, and then it just kind of got swept under the rug because
That's how everything goes. Yeah, that's how everything goes.
If you saw it,
It's
you'd be like,
always-
oh, this bullshit, but whatever.
I don't know. But anyway, so now back to making Jackson happy. We got to.
Yeah,
Thank
nothing
you.
makes him happier than staying on point, apparently.
Yes. I'm a stickler for the rules. We got to stay on point here. All right, so It's Always Sunny, as we said. It follows a group of friends, the creators of the show, star in the show, and they're all basically just...
The worst fucking people ever on the show.
Exactly. They're all narcissists. They're all just lunatics. They're
too stupid to realize that they're stupid.
I think that's
well,
one of
not necessarily, because
No. Charlie knows he's
definitely
stupid.
knows he's stupid, and he is the only one who probably actually is the truest to who he is, because
Yeah, of the main cast, yes.
Yeah, the main cast, but I mean, if you want to talk about the McBoyle twins and stuff, like, they're fucking crazy.
The
like,
McBoyles.
you know, like,
The fucking-
there's so many of them, but like, the main cast, if you really break it down, like,
Did you know Grandpappy McBoyle, the one with the bird?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know that's Guillermo del Toro, the director.
Is
You
it?
did? Yeah, no. The guy who did Pacific Rim. He fucking loves It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he's like, hey, if you guys ever get a chance, can I be in a cameo in it? And they're like, oh, he got a role for you, so they put him in as Grandpappy McBoyle. Yeah, they
awesome.
trust him up at everything. Yeah, no, he thought it was one of his favorite things he's ever done. He's like, yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah,
Did you
they-
know that that's how they got Danny DeVito too?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
one of the reasons. So FX was like, hey, you got to get a star in order to actually
keep this going.
in order to be part of the main cast to keep this going for a second season. And so they reached out to Danny, and apparently he was a fan and was like, I'm fucking in. Let's go.
Yeah, it's crazy because
think
after
it-
season one, I mean, there was such
yeah.
a
He wasn't
fucking-
there for season
No,
one.
he
he
wasn't
was
there for
introduced in season
Agreed.
two.
That's why I
Just-
said season 2, they
Yeah,
needed
sorry.
to get somebody.
But I'm saying, like, because season
not gonna steal your
one
shit,
was
I'm
so fucking good and, like, just
It's not going to be grubby.
insane that, like, even Danny DeVito was like, oh, I'm a fan of this. Yeah, I want to fucking be a part of it. And that's Danny DeVito.
Well, I mean, they literally hit the ground running with like the gang want to be fucking racist or
Yeah,
whatever. The blackface baby or whatever it was.
Yeah, and then they had, like, underage drinking. I mean, like, the whole thing. Like, that show, you leave every episode saying, they would have been arrested. They're going to jail for what just transpired in that episode. In
But
real
they
life. you know?
didn't.
No, but they never
Well-
did. But it was always just, like, self-serving and just, like, shenanigans.
It's interesting because I think one of the running like theme or gags of the show, if you pay attention, is their antics affect the world around them except for themselves.
Yeah.
Like everything that happens, it actually affects the world except for
they
them.
never really, they never really.
They never
like,
really have any real except like when they put it like they directly put it on themselves, and even then it's very much like the joke is like they reset back to the like sitcom status quo every episode while the world around them is still completely fucked.
Yeah.
It's-
Except for that one season where Rob decided to get fat.
Oh yeah, he just did that
How
for
Matt
shits.
got fat. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt got fat and for shits and giggles. Then he
Yeah.
immediately decided to, like, the next season, he
Yeah,
decided
just
to cut it
fucking-
off and get it jacked.
Yeah,
and
just
shit.
get fucking jacked and fucking go back to being a
And then he,
The whole
giving
logic
ocular
behind
pat downs and stuff.
the whole logic behind that on season 5, I think it was that as sitcoms typically progress longer and longer, the actors get more handsome and things like that. So it was like, let's do the opposite.
yeah, he's like just trying to like, I think he was like trying to do as like a bit or something like that. Like, Yeah,
But that also goes back to
I think
kind
he did the
of.
same thing with like the Duster season too.
I don't know. Turns out I've only seen a couple episodes. And
There's like-
a good number of clips.
There's like a whole, like, I don't know if it's like a season or a big chunk of season where Mac wears like a leather like duster.
Yeah.
And he's like he thinks he's like the coolest motherfucker in the room with it on constantly and shit. But
Yeah, Mac's always. It's a constant struggle with him and his.
Mac is Rob.
Yeah, Rob McElhaney.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. How the
Yeah,
fuck
that's
you
how it's pronounced.
And it's-
Rob McElhaney.
and it's Charlie Day, who's just
Charlie
Charlie.
Day. Yeah, it was
And
Charlie.
Glenn something.
Glenn
And
Hawthorne.
then
Hathaway.
the
And
D
then
is
D is,
something Olsen.
Katie something.
Caitlin Olsen.
Yeah, she's related to the Olsen twins. She's like one of their sisters. She's like their
So-
sister or some shit like that.
What's crazy is D is married to Rob
Yes.
in real life, and then
The waitress is
and
married
Charlie
to
Day
Char- yeah.
is married. And
That's one of the. That's also
that's
why
all-
one of the jokes about this
yeah.
show, because they are actually married and stuff. They hate each other on
And
the
they
show.
hate each other in the show. They despise each other, except for the one episode where it may or may not have been just Charlie tripping fucking balls. But when they go to the Jersey Shore and he thinks that he fucking fell in love with the fucking waitress, and they have like that magical night. I don't know if you saw that.
Well, him and the waitress, I think, got married in the show at one point because she got pregnant and she wanted to have somebody to be like a baby daddy or whatever because she was crazy. She was desperate and she was going through like because like the waitress, I think she goes through a drug arc herself too. Yeah.
They all go through some crazy ass shit. Like
There's the one who.
There's the Day Man,
Fighter of the Night Man.
Oh,
champion of
Yeah.
the sun.
Did you know they actually like
Master of
toured doing the
karate.
Yes, in between season 4 and season 5, they did a whole musical tour
where they
based
did
off
the
of Day Man.
And I think it was Danny DeVito's wife. She joined in for the tour too. She got a role in. I can't think of her name. What is the fucking? Oh man, what is her name?
Yeah, that one.
I think she cameos in the show here or there too.
But
Oh, so that's no, not his wife. So Danny DeVito's, I believe it's his daughter, that plays. Fuck, what the hell is her name? It's Danny DeVito's love paramour for a little while. What the fuck is her name? Just
Trying to Google that real quick.
But so the whole show started as like this.
Better.
The whole pilot basically started off with instead of D, Caitlin Olsen, it was actually somebody else as well, and they were all friends beforehand.
There you go. Sorry.
Artemis DeVito.
Yeah. No. Artemis is her real name. Artemis is her name in the show. Artemis, the heavy lady that he falls in. That fucking is like.
Dude, I've maybe seen like 20 plus episodes at most out of the whole thing. My see, the thing is my ex-wife like kind of binge watched the show, and she would watch it like if I'm around or not. So if I was watching it, I was there. If I wasn't watching it, I wasn't fucking there.
If I haven't seen it, it's new to me. Reference.
It's a Family Guy reference. I'm just trying
Reference to the reference.
So that's not his daughter, by the way. Sorry. Just gonna go back for all you guys out there being like, that's not his fucking daughter. That's not Danny DeVito's daughter. That is his love paramour in
But
in the show.
But yeah, so initially, it wasn't Caitlin Olsen. It was Jordan Reed, who was D. This was during the pilot.
The original one in.
It's Always Sunny on TV. Yes.
Okay. Because the one that made it to TV, the first episode, pilot wise, was.
Yeah, it's the current.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, she was actually going out with Glenn at the time, and part of the reason why she didn't get picked up is she wasn't the best on screen, and they were also breaking up.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, I think she would have had to have relocated to Philadelphia, and who knows if she wanted to do that or not.
Well, they all started off in Hollywood together.
Well, yeah, obviously, but then they decided.
In
to
fact, they shot a good portion of it in her apartment. But yeah, that is entirely here nor there. The guys, they ended up knowing each other a little bit before this. Like a couple of them did auditions together. I think it was Rob and Glenn. They did an audition for like that 80s show together.
Oh fuck! I forgot they made that '80s show.
Yeah, so did The World.
That I think got like 12 episodes, and it was canceled. If memory serves.
Like I said, so did The World.
They tried to. No, that's that '90s
That was
show.
on that '90s show that just came out on Netflix was fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
I've yet to watch it. It's on my to-do list eventually. I just
You're not missing anything really.
Oh, by the way, not sponsored.
We're
yeah,
not,
7-Eleven
we're
not
not sponsored by 7-Eleven unless you guys want to send us a bunch of this shit for the next episode.
Same thing with this.
Then we can definitely be
generic
sponsored.
cup.
Yeah, we are definitely sponsored by this building on the cup.
Generic. Well, it says cafe on it.
The cafe.
Generic kaffa.
So it must be good.
But yeah,
So back to It's Always Sunny.
part of the, like, they had all sat around during the pilot and been like, what should we name this thing? What should we name this thing? Based off of what I heard from, because they have their own podcast,
Yes.
the It's Always Sunny podcast.
So it's the Always Sunny. Yep.
And I did a little bit of listening to them before this. Basically, the way that they came out with this Always Sunny on Philadelphia is just by attrition. Like, they came up with a list and were like, nah, that's stupid. Nah, that's stupid.
So they just chose a
Just
location based off how it
arbitrary.
sound.
Well, no.
No, they're all from Philadelphia. Well, I don't know
No,
about
they weren't
of
all
them,
from Philadelphia.
But Rob is definitely from Philadelphia, and I'm not sure about all of them, but he is definitely from.
But they ended up going, all right, well, everybody does one in Hollywood. Everybody does one in New York. Where has nobody done one effectively?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Philly.
There's a lot of very low budget type stuff, so it was kind of like
Especially in the first couple seasons.
very like single camera shoots and stuff. Like it was like very like following around, like nothing was. It was like
Yeah, so we're gonna do like the
I think one of
minimalist.
the first episodes was like a bottle episode where they're on a plane too, if memory serves. They do
But
a
yeah,
lot of
we're-
bottle episodes.
We're gonna do like the minimalist amount of history. If you want like a more in depth, they have
oh yeah,
an entire, like I said, podcast spanning 50, 60 some odd episodes where they're going over the history of each episode. And
oh yeah. They break
things
down
like
each
that.
episode, why they did things in each episode, and how they came about.
hear
How
that?
the gags.
Hear that? It's Always Sunny podcast. Free sponsorship.
Yeah.
Free
It's-
promotion.
It's a good fucking podcast. It's a really good listen.
Better than Joe Rogan's. Shots fired.
It's only because you want to fight him.
You want to fight him? You've been
I'll fight anybody.
I said it. Joe Rogan looks like a fucking baby dick. That's what he's.
Yo, did you see?
That's the thing.
Did you see?
Does. Little baby dick for
Thinking
that
of people
bald
to
head.
fight. Did you see what's his name won that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament? Zuckerberg. Yeah,
What?
Zuckerberg got like
Yeah, they
first
got
and second place in
First
some-
and second? He was
Oh,
so
yeah,
good
he
he
kicked
fought
himself.
himself?
I think you because it was like two different like divisions. I think he did.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
all right, that makes
Yeah, he
more
got
sense.
like first and second in like two like different like like whatever rackets. Like I think
Can-
it was like multiple rackets. Or
Zuck,
some
come
shit.
at me.
Can we stop this fucking celebrity boxing and MMA bullshit?
I was
Like,
gonna
it's
say
fucking
Jackson
so
should do
stupid.
Creator Clash with Joe Rogan, the biggest podcast versus the tiniest podcast.
Oh snap! We should do that.
I don't think we're the smallest podcast.
And then the
But we're
winner-
definitely near there.
We're at 80 subscribbles.
We're at
Okay.
80?
Yeah, I got
Nice.
somebody to subscribe earlier.
Thanks, subscribers.
Thank you. We appreciate you, listener.
We do.
He knows
You
who
should
he is.
you should like and subscribe more.
Yes.
Leave a comment.
Unless you hate this episode,
engage a little bit.
then I'm sorry about that.
It's all his fault.
It's
Yeah,
probably
it's
my
definitely
fault.
his fault.
Definitely. I'm the only reason we're doing this podcast because I've been begging this fuck.
It's the only reason we're doing this episode.
This episode on the podcast, I should say. We need one of those carrots that they put the teachers use when you're writing a story and you fuck it
Little
up.
asterisk.
You put they put the little carrot in there and they're like, "You forgot a word, idiot."
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I forgot the fucking word because I'm fucking an idiot. Yeah,
But
I know.
I've
red
seen
pen.
I've seen a couple episodes. I've seen a couple bits. It's genuinely a pretty, good time, especially when all you're watching is the dumb bits.
I mean,
that's like
it's
75% of the show.
It's pretty much all dumb bits. They're all just like, I guess, I don't know, it's like pretty much just like a running, just skits, like small like running skits
well, they also
that just
do
like
like
come
a lot
together.
of callbacks and like.
See, that's the part that I don't mean to cut you off. What were you gonna say?
I mean, I was also gonna say like the Green Man is like a constant like reference and
Yes.
stuff too.
So like a lot of people that are like, oh, it's Sunny. I can't really watch. There's so many episodes, or like I don't know where to, like I don't want to start from the beginning, or I pick it up and I don't know what's going on.
There's only like 168. Get over yourself.
But here's the thing: if you kind of have an idea of who the main characters are, there's no one running storyline that links everything together. You might be left out of some of the inside jokes and some of the, extended running gags and some of the recurring characters. But if you pick up season 1 or you go and you're like, fuck it, I just want to watch season 5, episode 6, like if you have like an idea.
That's a good one, by the way.
It probably is because
No idea.
95% of them are good episodes.
Almost everyone I've seen has usually been a pretty decent episode.
I just want to watch in its entirety the episode where Rob and Glenn, I believe it is, get into a fight with a bunch of kids.
Oh, that's that's actually not a bad episode. Yeah. The kids like steal their bikes or some shit. So they go and you think they're about to beat the shit out of the dads.
But
Like,
then the dad winds up being the kid that bullied them back in the
Yeah,
day and
yeah,
took their
so-
fucking bikes. And they're like, what are you going to do about it?
but yeah, no, like I think it's set
I
up
think
too
that's
where it's like
pretty
they show the dad beforehand. Like they see like you see the dad and then immediately cuts to them punching the shit out of the kid like
Yeah.
like you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna beat the shit out of the dad. Like, nope, immediately cuts to them beating the shit out of the kids or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the newer episodes.
It's one of my favorite when the Doom music kicks in memes.
Oh yeah, that's fucking great. When the Doom music kicks, yeah, those are great.
Oh my god, that is fantastic. That and Billy Madison's dodgeball scene.
Oh yeah, because I think if they do it right, they usually get the drop to right when the punch, like right when the fist lands too.
Yeah.
Like when he first lands the fist on the kids, like also like just the drop of the Doom music, like wah, wah, wah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's a show.
It's a show.
It's on FX. It's on FXX technically now. I don't know what it streams on.
I know it's on Hulu because that's
it's
where
on
I was
Hulu.
watching it.
It was
Okay.
on Netflix for a long time.
Although you could probably watch it on another
could probably watch it,
countries if you have one of those fancy VPNs that everybody's.
I'm
on
not
about.
saying to pirate it.
I mean, I don't think they would care either. They just want you to watch it. But
Like I said, I'm not saying to pirate it.
maybe they do care. I'm sure they do care. Maybe
They
don't
probably
fucking know what they
care to an
about.
extent. You know, it's money.
Yeah.
You know,
But
it's like the meme I just saw today. It was like, oh fuck, it was like, oh, I'm sorry, wife. I'm sorry, kids. I can't feed you today. Somebody illegally downloaded my song on Napster or some shit. it's like,
throwback to Napster. Holy
Napster.
heck. But yeah,
Yeah,
they
fucking-
basically like filmed all of the initial first couple seasons with no knowledge of doing it. They were the directors themselves for half of the fucking shit. They didn't use any director's marks, which is where people would, like the director would have like tape on the ground for the most optimal lighting, the most optimal positioning for not getting in the way of other people's
oh yeah,
shots.
no, you could see it's very rough if you watch it.
Yeah, they would use.
But I think that lends to the charm of the show initially too.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Absolutely.
They would use like a Panasonic fucking home video recorder that was a pretty good grade, but still.
I used
not
to.
not quality for shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
No.
780p, which was 720, which was the highest at the time. It was like 480 or some nonsense.
They used to have the bit where they'd always end the episode too on like a slight cliffhanger too. It would be like they would like the episode would kind of be at its conclusion, but there'd also be like something else to jump for the conclude. And then they cut the episode there. Like they had a very interesting habit of doing that for the first several seasons too, which I kind of liked. It was a weird way to do things. Like I think one of them they were like trying to like bring back in like they stole a vase from some lady's house or some sort like that, and they went to go bring it back. And it immediately cuts like the episode ends with them accidentally fucking like the lady walking in, see them, and they dropping it or some shit.
But-
Memory serves.
It is one of the highest rated continually sitcoms, period.
Yeah.
Especially comedy sitcoms, because what do you have to compare it to? Simpsons, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Office.
I'm not big on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I'm a big fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah. So they actually drew a lot of inspiration from Curb Your Enthusiasm as well. Basically, it's a show kind of about nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that was the whole thing with
Seinfeld.
Yeah, they got a
Seinfeld.
lot of inspiration too from Seinfeld. You could tell there too.
Well,
Seinfeld
that's
drives me
because-
crazy. It's so fucking boring.
That's because like the director and one of the directors and producers was Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh yeah, Larry David.
Yeah,
is
no, I was
the
talking about
director.
It's Always Sunny. They
Oh,
take
but yeah.
Oh,
you could see the influence like that and Friends. You could see. I just have to say though, if you actually pay attention to both Friends and
Seinfeld.
well, no, Seinfeld is very obvious, but if you pay attention to Friends, they are fucking horrible people too.
Yeah.
A lot,
Any
a lot
comedy
of sitcom fucking characters are horrible fucking people when you look at them.
Any comedy sitcom, yes.
Yeah, because
like-
it creates
Like Grey's Anatomy, sure, the doctors are bad people.
I've never seen an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Law and Order SVU, oh my god, Ice Cube is the worst.
Ice Cube is the best character on Law and Order SVU.
You mean like when a child... John Mulaney.
Yeah. My favorite bit too is he pretends to be that he's a former fucking U.S. Ranger too.
You mean like when a guy who likes to gamble a lot? You mean like when a guy who has too many cakes? You mean like when... Yeah, fucking John Mulaney. Doing that
By
Ice
the way,
Cube
you know
bit.
you've seen too much SVU when you could sit there watch an episode and be like, all right, it's the brother this time, or all right, it's the senator, or some. When you can start picking out who's the actual bad guy.
It's always Charlie Day, who ended up, I think, being one of the more successful of them.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot more work. He did the Two Pacific Rims.
He was in that.
He does a lot of voiceover stuff.
He does do a lot of
does
voiceover.
voiceovers.
But he has a very unique voice.
Yeah, his voice is good for
It's
voiceover.
yeah, you can.
It's not that
It's
he does
distinct.
he does a
distinct,
lot of
yep.
the exact same voice for characters, and they just
Yeah, but that's
roll.
all-
They just play into that role very well.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking voice act, like celebrity voice. Like if a
Sure,
celebrity,
celebrity voice acting. But if you're talking about like
actual voice actors, that's a different
Yeah.
story because that's their whole job is they're supposed to do voices.
Well,
Celebrity voice acting,
you don't
is
have
pretty
to-
much you know they're doing the voice.
yeah, you don't have
Yeah,
to.
you just need their iconic sounding voice.
It-
The
Rock.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to, with voice acting, they don't have to have a whole lot of voices. They just have to be good at acting with nothing in front of it. Like, you need to be able to display it like that. Some of them just kind of like, you just need me for my voice, here's my voice.
By the way, The Rock is not a great singer, but his charisma is what pulled it off.
Are we referencing Moana or Face
yeah,
Off?
Moana. Wait, Face Off.
The Tech Nine song. Not sponsored.
Yeah. First off, that wasn't him singing. That was technically rapping. There's a difference. There's a difference,
Yes.
whatever. But yeah, no, him and Moana. He's not a great singer. His voice isn't great for singing, but it's the sheer charisma of him singing that pulls it off somehow. Yes, yeah. Like,
Come at me, Rock. I'll fight you, I'll fight Mr. Beast. I don't give a
you know what? I'm just saying he's got to do some fucking actual villain roles. Like, he actually can do like a decent villain role. It's just,
Do you mean like when he was in The Scorpion King?
well, not the siege.
Do you mean like in The Mummy 2 when he was the Scorpion King?
Wait, when did he do a villain? I think he did some villain roles like really early in his career.
That was it. The Scorpion King and The Mummy 2.
Really?
Not the movie The Scorpion King, because there was a follow-up movie based around that character called The Scorpion King, and he was a hero in that. But he has done like next to no villain work.
Huh.
Because he did...
Fucking
That was
ego.
his first role, and then his next role was Walk Hard with Sean William Scott, I think.
No, not Walk. Walk Hard is the
Walk the Line? Walk
Stand
something.
Tall.
Maybe?
It's the one
I
where
just-
it's the one. It's
He carries a 2x4 on the cover.
That's actually based off a true story.
Yeah, but he carries a 2x4 on the cover.
Yeah, and then he did the other one where he goes to the jungle.
Race to Witch Mountain?
No. It was like another one similar. He did like 2 movies back to back.
Jumanji?
Yeah.
It was
not Jumanji.
it
this was
something
way
else.
before that. There
The
was
other one with Kevin Hart that he did?
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
No, it was an older one. It was like an actual action film, and it was like another one where he didn't like guns, but then at the very end he just pulled out 2 pump action shotguns and went on a fucking spree with them at the very end. Oh fuck! What was the movie? It was one of his first. Like,
Doesn't matter. Was he Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
no, he was not.
All right, so let's get back to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's an old-
Rampage?
No.
Oh, that's based off of a game, and that's recent.
No,
You're looking for his early career, so like '06, because I think The Mummy 2 came out in like
Doom.
2003.
He was a villain in Doom.
Doom?
Jesus H.
Was
Christ.
he a villain in Doom?
Yeah, he was the bad guy in Doom. He was the final fight, the final boss too.
Was he?
Yep, and it was the other guy who was the good guy, and the best part of the movie was the brief where he did the FPS.
rundown.
The rundown. There it was. Okay. Yes, the rundown, and then the other one where he's the sheriff, Walking Tall. Yeah, that's it. Walking Tall. You were close.
Yeah. So were you with Stan Tall,
Stand tall.
but
You had the walking part. I had the tall part. We were halfway in between.
doesn't matter. Rock
He would
Do
be
a
an
villain
interesting
role.
character. He would be an interesting.
cameo
Cameo.
on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Who would he play? Himself?
No, I think.
I could see Rob try and fight him in a like drunken stupor if he was a cameo as The Rock.
Yeah, absolutely. He comes into the bar maybe in rock and
Patty's Pub.
Patty,
Or
yeah,
John Cena. John Cena would probably be a pretty good cameo too.
Probably.
We should talk about Patty's Pub.
It's probably very.
Is that an actual pub you could go to?
Yes.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You can actually do an It's Always Sunny tour, and they take you around all of the, I get the major fucking highlights and like different, I guess
Landmarks?
landmarks from the show.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did they do the water park they go to in that one episode?
Oh my God, he's got AIDS. He's got AIDS.
They go down the water slide and his back is
His
all
bag's
covered.
fucking.
Yeah, they get shredded up. And he's like, he's got AIDS.
He's got
It's the
AIDS.
blood in the
And then
water
you-
and shit. Yeah.
Water parks closed due to AIDS.
Pool's closed. That's an old meme.
That's an old reference, but it checks out.
It was pools closed due to AIDS in the water, and then later on it became stingrays, and the stingrays have AIDS too because the stingrays were a reference to Steve Irwin.
Rest in peace.
And then there was the opposite, where it was the white guy with the afro, and it was like pools open, come on in.
Yeah. Thanks, Haba Hotel.
Oh yeah. My personal favorite was when they got into the standard issue health and safety swastika.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so wait, do you know the reference that we're making real quick?
No.
Okay, so there was this like old.
You think he was around for the internet back in 2003?
Okay, so there's this old kind of like on like like those like how there used to be like MMOs like on the internet like
Neopets, Club
RuneScape,
Penguin.
yeah, Club Penguin. Well, one of them was Habbo Hotel, and 4chan decided to raid it because they
Can't be
found,
confirmed that it was them.
because they found out that you can't go through like you can't move through characters, so they would go, and because there's like no like a very few like people who were using like, the African American character, they made them all African American in suits with in afros or whatever.
Very, very similar to how Samuel L. Jackson is dressed in Pulp Fiction.
Yes. And they would go and they just block off like whole chunks of Habbo Hotel and like not let people go. And one of the most infamous ones was like the pools. They would like block the pools off.
They would remove ladders from the pool so people couldn't get out.
Yeah.
People couldn't go in, things like
And
that.
it'd be like the pool is closed and it's like there'd be AIDS in the water. Like, yeah. Which I think was a reference.
So is this like a fucking Sims type game?
It kind of was, but it was like also like I said, it was an MMO too. Like there was other people, like there was like a whole ass whack of people playing. Like it was a fairly.
It was one of
popular
those
game.
online hangout games,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
similar to like World of Warcraft, but way more low tech and everything.
Yeah. Because it was all HTML based and
But
you would have membership fees and,
Yeah,
it was
but-
like 2D animation, supposed to be little cutesy things for kids.
yeah, but one of the things they would do is they'd block off like access to areas, and they'd also just all have stand there in a giant swastika pattern too and everything.
Yeah. And it would actually like carry over into the real world where people would call in like, hey,
You gotta close
the pool.
There's somebody got like AIDS blood in the water and shit. And
Yeah, it has to be totally cleaned out,
people,
things like that.
It got to the point where somebody like printed out and because there was like a meme picture of it of like a guy who looks kind of like
The Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
yeah, standing there going like this saying pool is closed. and somebody printed it out, like the picture and everything, and slapped it on the front gate of a local pool, and some
Yeah, and made
African American grandmother called in saying that it was like some sort of racial attack against them and everything, and it got the news involved.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
On multiple occasions, I got the news involved.
Oh yeah.
Mostly local news, but still.
But yeah, they'd prank call and tell people to like close the pools, like. But it eventually got to the point where Habbo Hotel would ban people from
Using that particular skin.
skin and everything, and then they're like, "Oh well, you're racist because you're banning black people and shit too and everything." And
Oh my God.
yeah, it was a whole.
It's Always Sunny. Did you copy that?
So now,
somebody referenced something somewhere.
so actually, it's funny that you guys are talking about like this, I guess, early form of like,
Internet raids.
yeah, and like, but like, I guess, multi-dimension like worlds for people to game in and stuff. So, just kind of spinning off of going back to It's Always Sunny, but just not technically, but just branching off. Mythic Quest, which I don't know if you guys have seen, stars Rob and David.
Oh,
David Hornsby.
it's one of those like they do like a
Motion cap?
D&D type game and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a D&D type game, and it's like in whatever he just said.
Motion
It's similar
capture
to like what they
is-
did with fuck, we just watched it, Fox Machina, I think.
So motion capture is where they would have like
The ball suits, the green screen
Oh, like
ball
where you
suits.
put the things. Yeah.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah, I love
They
those
use it a
ping pong
lot
ball
as
suits.
they use it a lot as well for video games.
Yeah, like
like
sports
where-
games and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
where you have
for,
sports games or where you have like I'm trying to remember his name. He got banned off of doing anything in Hollywood because he came out years ago, touched a kid.
Sandy
Kevin something. He was
Oh, your
Kevin
favorite,
Spacey.
your
Kevin
favorite
Spacey.
former favorite actor, yeah.
not my former favorite actor. One of my former favorite imitators because he's very good at imitation, surprisingly.
Yeah, he did
And he was just a good actor.
yeah,
but-
and then it came out, and then he tried to deflect it by saying he was coming out.
Hey
as
guys,
being
this
gay.
is my coming out story. I'm bisexual.
No, I think
It's okay.
no. You tried to sexually assault a minor.
But yeah.
Anyway,
So
yeah, he did
we'll go everywhere.
He
on
did
this episode.
he did
But
a
he
whole
did
motion
a
capture
Call-
thing for
a
Call of Duty. Yeah.
And that when they had his likeness on it, that was all mocap.
And then they did the guy who played the alien in the one TV show.
But
he
Mythic
does-
Quest. Explain, Rob. Mythic Quest.
Yeah, so Mythic Quest is a very
I was gonna say God of
mocap.
War.
Now that I'm hip to the fucking lingo, is like a mocap kind of like more advanced form of what he was talking about with the
D&D.
the hotel thing, because it's like a live universe where people are all together.
Oh, the MMO thing, yeah.
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 MMO. Yeah. So that it just kind of brought me to have me started me.
I
having me
get what
think
you're on about, yeah.
Yeah. So like it's another show that starring, because we were kind of talking about how like they branched off and that Charlie Day was probably one of the more popular ones to spawn out of that show.
Yeah.
So
I want to see his new movie coming out where he plays the
yes.
silent actor or whatever it
yes,
is.
that
looks
looks
pretty
really
good.
fucking good.
Charlie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Charlie just has a new show, new movie coming out. I
Because
think it came-
they're playing into like the thing that he kind of looks like Charlie Chaplin too and everything.
That's what I said, Charlie.
Yeah. No, the movie.
no, it's not Charlie.
No, he's not Charlie Chaplin.
He's not Charlie Chaplin in the movie.
It's like he's
What the heck? It's coming out.
he plays like he plays like a dual role where it's like the Prince and the Pauper type thing, where it's like him as like he woke up in like a coma and can't speak, and then
But
there's
then
an
there's an
actor who
actor
looks
who looks
exactly
exactly
like
like
him
him.
and can speak, and this is back during the silent film era. So he starts doing the silent films for him and doing like all the physical stunt work while the other guy's doing like the actual and it's,
Doing the voice and
yeah
Fool's
well,
Paradise.
yeah that actually looks really good.
Yeah. It looks really, really
Yeah, I
good.
saw the trailer for. You know, I'm pissed off I didn't see the Bohemia movie or whatever that was that just came out.
Babylon.
Yeah, Babylon. Yeah, I'm pissed I didn't see that. I wanted to see that.
Yeah, I heard that was really good. I also didn't see it.
Heard there's a really good orgy scene with Margot Robbie in it.
Oh yeah, I got to see that. Sounds good.
Shout out to Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes. But yeah, so I mean, Caitlin Olsen, she played. She had. I don't know if you guys saw the Mick, that had.
Sorry.
We're bracing for a fucking earthquake or
Oh,
something?
we're fucking bracing.
What the fuck is going on here? We're just like, oh, Jesus
know.
Christ. Should I grab my
Anyway.
dick? We're going to fucking fall off a chair or something?
You aren't grabbing your dick right now?
I mean, I usually am at least a fucking arm's length away from my dick at all times.
Hey.
You're at least an arm's length away from it?
Yeah.
I would hope so. You have a whole arm.
I have 2 of them,
Oh,
actually.
see, this guy fucking gets it. Thanks for fucking joining us, friend.
I'm gonna
Anyway.
fucking stab you.
Oh, shit. Where's the fucking
I
counter?
said the line.
Where's
I
the
said the
counter?
line.
The threatening counter.
Hold on, let's.
Hey.
There you go.
All right.
But,
Yeah, so The Mick, that's a very good show. Caitlin Olsen.
no, it's, is that Caitlin Olsen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she plays the main character. And
I'm thinking of the twins. Mary.
Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Yeah.
No.
And then
it's
there's
kind
the
of
other
just
one.
a mixture.
Because I think
of
it's like the 4 sisters. It's Mary Kate and Olsen.
I don't. Are there, is that? I'm gonna
And
fact
then
check you, homie, because I don't know.
The
If that's
one who's
Elizabeth?
the Scarlet Witch. She's
Elizabeth Olsen, and then there's the brother.
Is she? Because I noticed the.
She might be related to him somehow, but I don't think she's part of that actual family.
It'd be interesting. I mean, did you ever see Old Boy? By the way,
Yeah,
with Elizabeth. Yeah.
yeah.
Mary-Kate and Ashley, Elizabeth Olsen, Courtney Taylor Olsen.
Yeah, I don't think that's her.
And Tim.
Trent Olsen, Jake Olsen, David Olsen, Jarnett Olsen.
So there's a
Mary
bunch of them, but
Jones.
not her. That's a weird coincidence how that works, but all right.
I mean, there's a lot of different Olsens.
There's like
I went to school with an
3 or
Olsen.
4 different Mike O'Malley's in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's a common name apparently.
O'Malley's Alley.
Uh,
Patty's Pub.
Patty's Pub, yes. But first, The Mick, if you guys. But yeah, so you check out The Mick if you're a fan of It's Always Sunny, because that's a great show. That
doesn't that have one of the guys from Shameless in it too, or am I thinking of something else?
maybe.
Well, he just the oldest brother in Shameless just got a different TV show, The Bear, where he
Yeah,
plays.
Yes, The Bear is a very good show too.
He plays a line cook. He plays like a
He
cook.
plays. He plays a cook. He takes over his brother's restaurant. His brother just recently passed away.
But Charlie Day, he was in a Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yes. Charlie Day
I've
was
been
in
meaning
Super
to
Mario
see that.
Bros. It's very good.
Samesies.
Yes. So now also AP Bio. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's another good show. That's still running. That's on Peacock. That's got Glenn, who plays Dennis. Glenn Hathaway, or whatever the fuck you say his name. He plays a teacher who was a professor.
Oh yeah. I've seen a couple trailers for that. I haven't gotten around to watching it.
That's a funny show, very very funny. So they're starting to spawn off.
But
into-
it's the main cast is pretty much the writers and improv guys for the whole show,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
16
Oh, yeah.
seasons.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
they
mean,
have like a couple people help out with it, but they're the executive producers. They're the main writers. They do a lot of improv, obviously.
Isn't Cricket
Cricket,
guy who plays
yeah.
Cricket related to them somehow too?
David Hornsby, he's part of the writing staff and co-producers.
Yo, Cricket is like.
Cricket. So if you want to see a transformation from somebody,
That's like
just,
the whole like
that is
like when
the
we're saying like how
epitome
the
of just
the
a
sitcom
backslide.
like how the sitcom
Exactly.
thing works like
The sitcom-
Cricket keeps getting worse and worse and like but the status quo keeps being the same for
So
them. Yeah.
Cricket, in the beginning when they first introduced Cricket as a
He was a
character,
priest.
he's a priest who's in love with Dee. And
He was in love. He
who
was in love with
who
Dee. Yeah.
was in love with Dee.
Yeah,
That's
he
how
was
they
like obsessed
introduced
with her and everything back in high school and everything.
Yeah. And then he shows up and then just through a series of crazy shit trying to like win her over and win their approval, he becomes a fucking
Drug
crackhead.
addict and I
And,
think
like-
he sleeps like she sleeps with him too, so he quits the priesthood and
Yeah,
shit because
yep.
she didn't like that he was a priest. Like
Yeah,
because she
and,
wanted
like,
to
she
get him
just
obsessed
fucking-
with. Because
She- 'cause they're
she wanted him
all-
obsessed with him again and everything. Yeah, because she's a
They're
narcissist
all
and shit. Yeah.
So yes, they're all very except for really Charlie, because again, Charlie is just kind of just
a man child.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect way to describe him. He is a fucking man child.
I
And
really
it's
wish they kept the whole thing about
the
his
best.
dad being possibly Danny, like still
for a
running.
little while, yeah,
But
still running.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for the last season.
Yeah.
It turns out it wasn't.
It
He's
wa-
actually like his dad. And then it turns out he's dyslexic for regular, but he can read Gaelic perfectly fine and speak it too, like perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. When they go to so you saw that episode?
I haven't
When-
seen the whole thing, but
Yeah,
I've seen chunks
at
of
the,
it.
At the end of it, they're talking about how the fucking oh my god, it's fucking amazing. So they're talking about how you're supposed to get the corona shot And Danny DeVito's like, I'm not getting that shit. You mean the shot that they fucking put in you with the government fucking they can track you and all that other stuff? And like,
Sorry.
yo, I
You know, I got the shot. Okay, first off, the only reason I got the COVID shot initially, because I was So I was doing it. I was traveling around doing like shelf stocking for a certain company, right? Anyway. And,
KY Lube. That's who it was.
Yeah, I used to be a lube.
Not sponsored.
I used to be a lube fucking stalker.
Not sponsored.
Anyway, no. So they're like,
He had the slipperiest hands in the fucking East.
I know. I was stocking shelves at one of the stores, and the pharmacist chick comes over, and she's pretty cute and shit. And
What was I just looking up?
Coronavirus?
Yes.
she goes, "Oh hey, we have one last shot for the day, and nobody in the store seems to want it. It'd be a shame to just have to throw it out because we have to throw it out. Do you want to take it?" And I'm like, "I mean, is it free?" "Yeah, it's completely free." "So I'm not gonna pay nothing?" "No." "You know what? You're cute. Fuck it. Let's go." That's literally my train of thought. I was like, she's cute. I could probably flirt with her a little bit while I'm doing this. And then as I go over, I'm getting the jab and shit. She goes, I'm like, wait, real quick. Does this got that government transmitter in it? Is that the second jab that has it? And she's like, what? I'm like, oh, never mind. She's like, then the instructor's like, oh, yeah, no, I heard that. And I'm like, no, I'm just fucking with you. I don't actually believe any of that shit. I was just trying to be funny. Yeah, I was like, nah. She wasn't even there when the guy at the second jab. It was some real old chick.
Oh, see, that's how the fucking government gets you.
Yeah. They lure you in with the cute ones up front.
Yep. They're like, oh, you get this shot, you're going to have cute women hanging out with you all the time.
But then I was
Just like Axe body spray.
Yeah, then I was also kind of using
just
it
like
to
when they
try and
tell
get
you
a
that
little
you're
bit
gonna
more
have
on my
all the
job.
virgins.
Because, like, hey, guys, I got the jab, too, by the way. So this means I could probably go more places as my thing if you need me for more hours and shit. But the fucking boss didn't like me at that job, so whatever.
So.
But, yeah, so you were looking up something for coronavirus.
Yeah, I couldn't find it on there, but it's fucking
Whatever, who cares?
hilarious either way.
Yeah,
Did you any of you-
just
did you
trust
see
us.
the,
Just trust us. You don't have to.
I loved the episode with where Matt comes out to his dad and does the dance. That whole fucking sequence was just what?
What?
You know when they fucking did you see the episode
So,
where Mac's dad's getting out of jail and they try and fucking they pretend to kill themselves so they don't fucking because they think he's gonna
oh,
drown.
yeah. I think I remember that one.
And they're like, pull out your teeth, you gotta leave your teeth in the car. And they pretend because they're gonna pretend to fucking smash into the wall.
So Mac, the actual in the show, in the character, it was like a running joke. He's probably gay or whatever, but trying to hide it because he's like super religious.
And then he does come out eventually.
But he comes out eventually, and he has this whole episode dedicated to him trying to tell his dad that he's gay, and it ends with the biggest moment is him doing like this whole interpretive dance sequence in the rain with some chick or everything, trying to as like a show of his and like the whole everybody, like all the prisoners, like the whole gang's getting emotional and everything. And his dad just gets up and walks out and completely dismisses it and everything. But yeah, like the whole thing is
So that's the backstory about the whole thing. So Mac's dad is like a fucking crazy
neo-Nazi prisoner or
yeah,
some shit too.
yeah, he's like some crazy I don't know if he's there for murder or they don't really go into but he's something with the fucking
and then his mom is also some crazy dykey biker chick too and everything.
yeah, fucking she smokes a lot of cigarettes and she's fucking and then Charlie's mom is this little old sweet lady.
Yeah, she's
Charlie,
nice, and he takes advantage of her fucking constantly and shit.
But then Charlie finds out that she's banging she's banging Sanders.
Like one of the
Did you bang my mom, Santa?
No, it was a running joke that she used to be I think it was one of the running jokes. So she used to be a prostitute to raise Charlie and shit. So
Because then in the Christmas episode, in one of the Christmas episodes,
that's why he didn't know who his dad was and everything for a long time.
Exactly, because then in the Christmas episode, he remembers. He's like, oh, I always remember on Christmas, Santa used to come and he would bring me a present, and then he would come downstairs after being with my mom. And he finally put it together. He was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, so he freaks out on the mall, Santa, and everything. He's like, "Did you bang my mom?
Did you bang my mom, Santa? Did you bang my mom, Santa?"
Oh, that's I remember that. That's but then I think it turns out they have it it turns out where Charlie's mom and Mac's mom are also they become best friends and live together for a while.
They move in together. Yeah.
But it's weird because Charlie's mom is trying to kill Mac's mom too, secretly, and they're they have the whole it's I think they turn it to an online sitcom or whatever. It's them two interact, or they're filming the two interacting and everything, and they were like selling it online. And
they're
so,
selling it. Yep, they're trying to
yeah,
sell
they're like trying to, and it's like, and then like they ruin it by like Mac trying to come in and shit, or like, yeah, it's a whole fucking bit.
Yeah, it is. So, but like the perfect example of like the mindset of the crew. So they call themselves the gang, right? So at the beginning of every episode,
The gang something.
Yeah, the
usually,
gang.
like almost every episode begins with like it's the gang does this,
so
or
it'll-
or this happens to the gang or whatever.
So usually the
Except
initial.
for Charlie wants an abortion.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think there's
usually
like maybe like 2 or 3 episodes that don't run with that. Yeah.
Usually the initial opening it'll be like Tuesday 2:30, Tuesday 2:35, and it'll shoot into the gang
Doing
hanging
something.
out, doing something that introduces the episode. That's like this is like the lead up or whatever, and then that ends, and then it'll jump into the whole fucking opening.
It'll show the intro. It'll show
Yeah.
like the title, like the premise.
Yeah,
like the gang
exactly.
does this, and then
And
it'll
then-
cut into the intro where they're doing like the I can't think of the name of the song, but it's like some like little waltzy music. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's all just
like
music, and it's following
them
around the
panning
city.
around the city.
Yeah,
which I think was them. I think they'd actually filmed that. It was them just. They were drunk one night. They had the camcorder, and I think they were just driving around filming the city at night, and that's what ended up becoming the intro screenshots.
Yeah. So like that's like the running way of it all. But so now speaking of them filming things, have you ever seen or have you ever experienced the It's Always Sunny 3D fucking thing on YouTube?
No.
Dude, it's a 3D immersive fucking on YouTube, and you just go on and
You
it's
have to use, like, those
We're on YouTube.
huh? Yeah,
We're
we're on
Hey,
YouTube.
we're on YouTube.
So-
So you
On
use
YouTube?
one of those weird like VR things that
Yeah.
stick your foot. Oh,
No, no, no.
Those
no,
things
no.
are so annoying. I
No,
hate
you
those.
don't have to do that. So it's so.
Have you ever tried using porn with one of them?
No,
It's the
I
most
haven't.
annoying, awkward
I
experience.
want to, though.
I tried it once and I was like, oh fuck this! It feels so awkward.
So it's Always Sunny 3D immersion,
It's the-
and
I got
you're
a free pair
basic.
of the things that strap your phone to your face, and I was like, I mean, you know,
I want to try. Give me one. Let me borrow it.
I don't have it. I left it in North Carolina.
You also iPhone.
Can I use the iPhone?
No.
So,
So
I'm-
usually they're set up like for a specific phone.
But anyway, so,
some of them are set where you can like they expand and contrast to fit different phones. It depends.
All right.
This one was for like different. You could put different phones in it, but it just I could never get it to like sit right where it gave me. It was really awkward. And it just wasn't.
Here, this one. It's Always Sunny. Oh, that's what it is.
Why
Project
do you have
Badass.
cocoa melon underneath it?
I don't know. So it's just random shit. It's just I don't know. That's how it works because like the whole fucking search engine is. It's Always Sunny.
Hey, don't worry about it. We'll talk
anyway.
about this.
So yeah, so if you guys get a chance, you guys too, Always Sunny It's Always Sunny the Project Badass, which is another one of the things they always talk about. Project Badass, they always like this fuck because Mac thinks he's a fucking badass, and like
Well, that's the thing. Mac in real life is like a
Yes.
multi-level black belt in Taekwondo.
yeah, and
Which, by the way,
he just bought a
is
fucking
a sport, not a real martial art.
so anyway so
It's
this,
hot takes.
gymnastics with kicking.
Hot takes.
No, have you ever actually like watched like the
Hot
like,
takes.
Do you really need to jump 12 feet in the air to kick somebody? No.
I mean, what if you're kicking
Hot
fucking
takes.
Yao Ming?
He's not 12 feet in the air.
What if Yao Ming is standing on something, motherfucker?
Why would you
Shit,
be
he's
fighting
got me
Yao
there.
Ming on standing on something?
Actually,
you
why would I
never
want to
know.
fight Yao Ming when he has the high ground? I do not underestimate Yao Ming's power with the high ground.
I did try and jump over a Jedi. I had the high ground.
Did you ever see like the meme? It's like, Master, how did you end up defeating Darth Maul when you were in like the pit? Well, I did a sick backflip over his head and then cut him in half. He's like,
He had the high ground.
it's like, oh, like what? Yeah, he had the high ground. It's like, watch. He's thinking to himself like, watch how he's going to try and do this shit to me or whatever. And it's like later on he goes and does like, I called it, motherfucker. I love
Yeah.
prequel memes. They're so much fun. Thinking of which, have you ever,
Star Wars. We're referencing Star Wars. We'll cover Star Wars at some point.
thinking of which, have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Jesus fucking Christ. We're on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Had to get that one in.
We forgot an ashtray.
Yeah, they're right there.
I mean, like, you could take the top off and use that if you're already done with it anyway, instead of trying to fit it in the little hole. Unless you use the
Isn't that
straw.
the story of our lives?
Hey.
Giggity.
But
But
so they did the whole
It is-
musical tour with sorry.
Yeah, they had the whole musical tour in between the 5th and 6th season that was based off of Dayman.
Which is Charlie trying to come with to grips with the fact that he was. Yeah, it's a whole other thing that they did. Like, it was his uncle too, who like
Fighter of the Night Man.
I mean, I know we already say more than enough shit to get us demonetized, but do I really want to say that he was Michael? You know, I'll just say he was Michael Jackson. Shout out to our live episode.
Jesus.
What, this?
We don't talk about that. Just like we don't talk
Yeah,
about.
by all means,
fucking-
here, use this.
We don't talk
whatever
about the
you want.
live stream?
No,
There's not much left in that.
We don't talk about Bruno?
Yeah, we don't talk about Bruno.
Oh my god, I got so tired of that song.
Now I can put a Disney tag.
Hey, we could have put a Disney tag before when talking about how they were bought out by FX.
We sure could have.
So
but-
does that mean that Charlie's a Disney princess now?
Yes. Did you guys see Teacher Fight?
What is he in a princess for?
Because he's a
No, it's
Disney-
just a
'cause-
running joke that because they're owned by Disney, X character is now technically Disney princess.
Yeah, if they're a girl.
Disney Prince.
I think Charlie in character would want to be a Disney princess if he knew that if he was owned by Disney technically. In character, that would make sense.
That's like saying Tannis from Letterkenny is a Disney princess. Because Hulu is owned by Disney.
Is this good?
Yeah, that should be more than good. Yeah,
And Letterkenny is a Hulu thing.
you got about 15 seconds from when it's good to when it's not good.
So Tannis from Letterkenny is a Disney princess.
Yes.
I'm telling you, not questioning.
No, I'm questioning.
You're not questioning anything. You're sitting there having a bogue.
Well, more of a dip in this case, I would say.
More of a dip and a dab.
I love
dip
how you
and
can
a
somehow leave this completely soaked every time.
Yeah, because I'm good.
He's just trying to save you the time.
Yeah, all you gotta do now is just hit. It's fucking like an easy bake oven.
You know, I always wanted one of those as a kid, not because of like I wanted to be a chick or anything, but simply because I'm fat and wanted snacks unlimitedly.
Are you trying to imply that people that wanted an easy bake oven wanted to be a chick?
Well, you know how it's like one of those things now where like, oh, you know, if you play with boy toys, you want to be a boy. you
Oh
play
shit,
with
are we
girls.
talking about He-Man again?
Yeah, we can
He-Man,
do-
callback.
Callback, but
Director of
She-Ra,
Boys Toys?
callback.
yeah, no, back when I was a kid, I was like, because I was fat and I wanted cookies all the time. I was like, yo, can I get an easy bake oven for Christmas? And like, no, that shit's expensive and we'd have to refill it all the time. I'm like, that's fair, I
That-
guess.
You remember
Logical.
the fucking remember the what were those things?
Our
The
family liked to cosplay as being poor.
the creepy crawlers?
Yes. Oh, yeah, because they had the boys version too. It was like the Dr. Creepers or whatever. It was like,
But
like
hold
the
on, hold
alien-
on,
yeah.
hold on. The easy bake oven made like baked goods. The creepy crawly thing made gummies.
No, but
Yeah,
I
this
don't
was
think
back
you
when I
can
wanted
really
the
eat
baked
those
goods more than I
fucking
want the
things.
gummies.
I don't think you really ate those things.
Nowadays, I prefer gummies more to baked goods, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gummy Cola. The best.
Shout out
Shout
to
out to Coca-Cola episode.
Hey, there we go.
shout out to my homies at the fucking Flight Bites.
Whoa, whoa,
Not
whoa,
sponsored,
whoa, whoa.
not
Are they not
sponsored.
are they sponsoring us?
Maybe. MJ's Edibles. These things are the fucking bomb. We just dropped a couple of these bad boys before the episode dropped. Check these fuckers out. MJ Eds.
Are you about to dime out people?
That might count as a sponsorship. I don't know. We might have to cut that part. We could get in trouble for that.
Yeah, we're not sponsored.
Unless do you know how to edit in like little things saying that this is sponsored or not yet?
Sure.
Because legally you have to put in saying this is technically sponsored.
We're not sponsored. If they don't pay me, we're not sponsored.
How would I hit him up right now and be like, yo, I just dropped you in the fucking podcast.
I mean, if they
Is
want
that
to give
cool?
us more gummies in exchange for us shouting them out, by all means, that's technically a sponsorship.
At which point, we'll disclose it. This counts as disclosing the fact that it could be a sponsor, but it's not a sponsor.
Could we be the first legal New York sponsored podcast?
We're sponsoring the sponsor.
I don't think that we would be the first.
Probably not, considering there's the one that's actually run by a fucking weed company.
Yeah. Shout out to our friends, the Oven Podcast. They should, hit us up, I guess.
Cross-platform.
Cross-platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Anyway, we're getting into politics.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There is a reason why millions of fans love it. It's memed all over the internet. It's got references on references on references in numerous multi-platform things. So,
Multi-dimensional.
yeah, I mean, it has GIFs on Facebook. It has GIFs on YouTube.
It has memes and shit now.
Yeah. It's one of the highest critically acclaimed, one of the best critically acclaimed sitcom comedies of all time. I think Curb Your Enthusiasm technically has a beat,
I think,
but they only did 7 seasons for Curb Your
I think
Enthusiasm.
they're one of the few that have been able to do full bottleneck episodes and actually pull it off too, multiple times
Yeah, I think Community would have had them beat if it wasn't for season 5.
with bottlenecks. Yeah.
No. Just Community.
Do we want to explain what that is or no?
Sure, you can explain a bottleneck,
A bottle. Okay.
a bottle episode, really quick. But
Okay,
hold
so-
on. I was
Sorry.
talking about
Community.
and how it was just season 5 where it was fell down in quality.
I thought
I
that
think
was the
that-
4th season.
After the 4th season, yes, but number 5 is where people are really meh about
Well,
it. But Always Sunny in Philadelphia, consistently high rated, consistently well received. Nobody can really ever oh, this episode was trash.
I'm sure they have some lower end episodes.
Yeah, but
across the board,
nobody
but
will ever be oh, this season was trash.
it has a in terms of ups and downs, its lows are not the lowest it could ever you'd think.
Yeah, I mean, as it turns out, everything has an ebb and
But-
flow.
Yeah, so for people who don't understand, a bottle episode is when characters are in a usually just one single location, almost the whole episode. There could be some maybe some characters slightly out of it, or they could cut to, but I want to say 95% of the episode is in a bottle. The best example I can think of is the Stewie and Brian episode where they get stuck in the bank vault. That's
Your best example of it?
I mean, they have a lot
that's
of
the
episodes
best I
like
can.
that.
That's the easiest one I can say because it's literally just.
So if
those
you've seen
two
the
in a
show,
bank
then
vault.
just think about the gang beats the gang beats Boggs, where they're on the plane the whole entire time and they're fucking getting drunk.
They do that twice too.
They do that
the first
twice.
one where it's just the guys, and then they do the second one where it's the chicks. And I think there's the one where Charlie gets stuck in the bar the whole time, where they're at the.
They do the dance off episode.
I think
where
it's
they have-
but that one was that one's a 2-part episode. The first part is Charlie stuck at the bar, and that's him in a bottle, and then the other one is them, I think, stuck on the party bus trying to get to the game or whatever, if memory serves. I think it's because it's a 2-part episode where it's they're both taking place at the same time, just in 2 separate areas,
So, I would
which is interesting how you could layer that. Sorry.
I would say that Community's bottle episode in season 2, I think.
The D&D one?
No. They do an entire episode based. They do an entire episode based in just the group study, classroom, where they're trying to find and figure out what happened to somebody's pen. And Abed, one of the characters who is very culturally he is meant to be this is our fourth wall character. He's meant to be this is our pop culture reference icon guy. He's known for, references on references on references, and, we're doing this.
He's Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, he
Without the foot fetish.
eh,
Or maybe a foot fetish.
he
Wait,
calls out 5 times during the episode. Are we doing a bottle episode? Guys, I think we're turning into a bottle episode. Yep, this is definitely a bottle episode. And this was our bottle episode. And he just references it and explains what it is throughout the episode as they try and figure out what the fuck happened to Anne's pen.
all that for a pen?
Yeah,
I've never seen Community. It's
She-
been on my to-do list, but I just
It's-
haven't gotten around to it.
it's good. This isn't Always Sunny in Philadelphia one, but I just wanted to reference how that was, I would say.
Oh, so we're doing the bottleneck explanation.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I get you. Hey, by all means, I mean, you could use your explanation. I just used mine because it was the quickest one I could think of off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
there was another one Family Guy did where he's in the therapist.
Probably.
Another bottle episode.
Well, they do it. It's Always Sunny does it. It's Charlie. Not Charlie Work. The
They
gang
get stuck in the bar a lot.
The gang goes to the gang sees a psychiatrist. That's a bottle episode. They're pretty much at the psychologist's office the entire episode.
They get stuck in stuck in the bar a few times. Like the one where the McFoyles try and kill them or whatever.
Yep.
They're stuck in the bar. I think the courtroom episodes are technically bottle episodes because they're in a courtroom.
But
Whatever.
That lawyer totally besmirched me.
I am an expert in bird law. By the way, do you know it took like? Did you ever see like Legal Eagle finally got around to it? Like he's like, okay, so yeah, his name is Legal Eagle, and it took him like a whole year and a half to get to the fucking bird law episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
But, yeah, I feel like this is a pretty good spot. Check out It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia if you want a good time for comedy. Again, like I said, there is a reason why it's one of the highest critically acclaimed sitcoms, period. They seem to really enjoy it. All of the skits that I've seen and all of the like 3 episodes I've watched total have been good.
It's a good like I said, I haven't seen a lot of it, but what I have seen is usually pretty good.
I've seen a good portion of it. I haven't seen every episode of every season. I've seen.
I love the fucking
Good.
art episode.
Oh my god.
Argo Gabolongian.
Argo Bogosian. Trash. Trash. Gotta have it. Oh my god, it's amazing.
And
That
it's
and the
like-
dentist.
And the one painting is like, doo, 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 and he's like just staring at it like,
that
it's
and the dentist system. Oh my god,
the
you gotta-
implication.
The implications, but you got to watch the dentist episode. That's a great
Oh man,
fucking.
It's
I
the
did a whole-
implication.
The dentist system.
I had a
the
whole
dentist
reference
system
to that in that one episode what we did. Where
It's
I was
the
like,
implication.
oh, the
of
lost episode. Yeah, the
Yeah.
implication thing with the lost episode. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Shout out to our lost episode.
Which one?
The lost episode that is in the lost episodes club.
The one that we actually, the one
I
that
think
didn't
you were
get
supposed to be in on it, but then you kind of backed out because you weren't feeling good. I think it was
It was a Bill Murray episode.
Yeah,
Lost
the Bill
episode.
Murray episode. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes, season 16 is about to drop, but they also are signed on, I think, for another 3 or 4 more seasons. That's
So they have-
already been greenlit.
So long as
So-
Danny DeVito's alive, it's gonna
So-
keep going probably.
They signed on from season 14 for 4 more seasons, which means that they're guaranteed to season 18.
18.
Technically, it's a guarantee. Obviously, things can happen that could prevent it. You know,
It's gonna the next
Heaven
season's
forbid
gonna take
somebody
a little bit longer
dies.
because of the writer's strike, though.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, heaven forbid somebody dies, things like that. Obviously, there's extenuating circumstances where they could stop short.
But I think
But-
it's more than just 18.
No, it's currently at.
No, it's at 16.
At
Yeah,
eight-
it's
no,
16,
I mean they're signed
but
on
no,
for 18
because the way their
episodes.
contract is. They're signed up for 18 seasons, so they have at least 2 more seasons.
Yeah, that's what
that
I'm
they
saying.
have
No,
to- yeah.
but I thought it was more than that. More.
They
on
might have
there.
reissued their contract again, adding a couple like so
After
Fox,
season 15.
Well,
Oh.
no, okay, so Fox
But
might
they did
have
one at the end of
called
season
for more-
14.
Okay, so here's the thing. That might be because there's a difference between what the contract says and what Fox calls for. Because the company can call for more seasons and ask for more seasons past season 18. However, if their contract isn't saying that, they don't
Yeah,
have to
18.
do. So we're talking 2 different things here. One's like what the company wants, and one's what their contract is saying, what they're signed up for. If they are if they want to re-sign a new contract saying that they'll do more seasons past that, that'd have to be a whole new contract as to what they're presently contracted for.
You said contract a lot there.
Because it's about a contract.
It's contract.
Contact.
Contact?
Contact the
What's your
contract.
vector, Victor?
Contact.
What's our vector, Victor?
Contract. What's our
Reference.
sector?
By the way, shout out to fucking Airplane.
Jammed.
You ever see Airplane?
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love Airplane.
Airplane's great.
Oh,
Airplane's great.
Picked the wrong day to stop Smith and modeling glue.
Yeah, I picked the wrong day to stop huffing glue. I picked the wrong day to stop
I
drinking.
speak jive.
I speak
Excuse me,
jive.
waitress.
Excuse me, anybody here speak jive?
I speak jive.
Speak jive?
Things you cannot do in movies today.
They
You
actually
need to
did.
calm down.
They actually did.
They referenced that a lot in Family Guy.
they did,
Family Guy
recently
references
because I
it
guess they
way
had-
too much.
Which maybe we can do an airplane episode.
I would like to do a Liam Neeson episode.
We can do it. But
Because he was-
Wait, you mean Leslie Nielsen? The,
Leslie Nielsen.
What did I say?
Liam Neeson, the Irish
Not-
actor.
Oops.
Liam Neeson, not the.
Not the Taken guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I have
You're
a
thinking of
particular
Take-
set of skills. I will find you.
You
Oops.
can do an episode on him too. He's been on a lot of
Yeah,
shit.
he's been in a lot of shit. But anyway, so what the fuck were we talking about?
He trained Batman.
Airplane.
Airplane. Yeah, yeah. So they wrote it because we were talking about how that's a bunch of shit that you can't say now.
Though. Douche.
Yeah.
You can't say that
So
on
they-
television.
They actually, because I think recently it was like the 40th year, whatever the fuck it is, however
Anniversary.
many years, year anniversary, and they wrote a story about it, and the guy who wrote it, basically was saying that 90% of the fucking movie would just be cut.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
just so fucking out there.
Even like a lot of Mel Brooks' shit, you can't.
Oh,
get
yeah,
away.
Oh yeah, Blazing Saddles gone.
I'm surprised he's doing the History of the World Part 2, which I have to get around to actually watching.
Speaking of, I just found out was out.
Yeah, it's been out for a
It's
little
been
while.
out?
Yeah, Ralph
Really?
said it was
I
alright.
thought it was I thought it was still coming out like this summer.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, no, it's out. Okay.
But apparently it's episodic, not a movie. And
Yeah, no, it's episodes. Yeah.
it's like I think it's like 4. It's like a 4-episode limited series. Yeah, it's a few episodes. Yeah.
to be fair, I still need to see History of the World Part 1.
I've seen, I want to say 75% of it. I just have never.
I've seen parts of it, like
I've
little
never
skits,
sat
but
and seen the whole thing, but I fucking love it. It's one of my like the Inquisition bit is one of my fucking favorite.
Inquisition. The
What a show!
Inquisition.
The Inquisition. Don't you know we're here to convert the Jews? Yeah, you can't torque them out of anything. Don Torquemada, the head Inquisitioner.
yeah.
Oidia vey, what do you say?
But we'll do a Mel Brooks. We'll do a
We
Leslie
gotta
Nelson.
do
We'll do a Liam Neeson.
We won't do a Liam Neeson. He hasn't. No.
What about well, we could do like if we're doing
Or how about this?
Leslie
you guys
Nielsen,
have any
can I
ideas? Drop
Start.
us a fucking line
trying
underneath
to think
the
of any-
comment section. Tell us what you want to hear us babble about next.
Like I said, if you made it this far, like, subscribe, comment, drop a request.
I mean,
Well,
I'm trying to get somebody for a Hideyuki Kikuchi episode here somewhere.
EDM?
It's
Or
a
BDM?
Japanese author.
Oh.
He's basically the Stephen King of Japan.
Oh.
We'll end it here.
So he's pretty much a big deal.
Yes and no.
If
Good
you're
night, folks.
if you're in
Good
Japan.
night.
Good night, guys. We love you. Thank you for watching.
If
Listening.
you're in Japan, good night, guys. We love you.
He's actually a bigger deal.